This is Elle here at Sutton, and I'm joined with Astrid Wett. How are we doing again?
I'm very well, how are you?
I'm not doing too bad. So obviously now we're going to step up in level with when it comes to opponent. You're both looking very sharp. What's your game plan coming forward?
My game plan is to do exactly what I've been doing in camp. You know, I've been doing a lot of sparring this time. I sparred a girl a couple of weeks ago. She's an amateur. She's had 10 years boxing experience plus, and it was a 50-50 spar. You know, I held my own in there, and I think if I can hold my own in a ring with someone like that, AJ is not going to do any damage.
I agree. Well, obviously I saw your nose quite butted up one of those days.
Yeah.
Was that a bit of a rougher sparring session then?
That was the toughest spar I've ever done, but like I said, it was 50-50. The only thing was, she gave me a nosebleed in the first round, and then after that, all the punches just spread it everywhere. So it looked so much worse than what it was. I wasn't in pain, like nothing was wrong. I just had a bit of a bleeding nose.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I want to talk about, a couple of fights. So obviously we saw Elle Brooke back in the ring.
Yeah.
It was a good performance. What did you make of it?
I was impressed, you know, credit where credit is due, but I wasn't that impressed because I feel like, from my perspective, it just looked like they were both swinging.
Yeah.
You know, Faith allowed Elle to get her into a brawl.
I agree.
And it was just swing, and it ended up just being luck.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a little bit of a scrap.
Yeah.
But Elle Brooke has got that tenacity. She has got that heart, which a lot of people don't have.
Yeah.
So I would give credit where credit's due.
100%, yeah. It takes a lot to be a boxer, so credit for getting in the ring, credit for winning. You know, it was a decent fight, but I just think it was too much of a brawl.
So another big fight that happened was obviously over the weekend, Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. I know you're into YouTube boxing. What was your thoughts on that?
It was a great fight. Obviously, none of them did what they said they were going to do. They all gave it large.
Yeah.
I'm going to knock you out second round.
I agree.
Didn't go that way. But fair play to Jake. You know, he got in a ring with someone who's a professional boxer. But I do think Tommy's career would have been over if Jake had won. So
I think it could have been tough. It could have been tough for him.
It was tight. I'm not going to lie. You know, he did get knocked down as much as he tries to say that he slipped.
Yeah.
Jake did knock him down. But yeah, I'm glad he won, to be honest with you, because he gave it a lot. He gave it his all. And if you look back through it, you can see that he did throw more punches. He did land more punches. He was the clear winner.
Definitely. So obviously, I know you're a big fan of KSI. We saw you try to attempt that kiss. Hopefully, well, he's not here this time. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to go for round two. But, you know, Jake Paul had that performance. Where do you think that leaves KSI? In what position? Do you think he now demolishes him, or do you think that fight's still a tight one?
I think that's going to give KSI a lot of confidence, which is key with boxing. So I do think that they're going to fight, obviously. I don't really know, because Jake Paul done very well against a pro boxer. So is KSI, obviously, he's fought a pro boxer and beaten them. So yeah, it's difficult. It's so much more hyped because KSI's going to be so much more confident.
Absolutely.
But I do think when Jake takes a loss, he's going to go back and work even harder to get that win.
I agree. So, a couple last questions is, obviously, we need to go back about your fight. You're going to be across the ring to your opponent. Talk me through what's happening. The bells are going off. How are you approaching that fight?
When that bell goes off, it's literally me and her in the ring. So whatever happens. I'm going to go in strong. You know, it's only 3 rounds, so we've got to be busy in there.
Absolutely.
There's no time to just stop and take a breather. You know, we have to be busy. So I'm going to be busy.
I agree. I think that's the best way going forward. Now, we've talked about boxing. Now we're going on to the OnlyFans. Now, I need to ask you, what is your dream OnlyFans collab?
I've been asked this, and I don't actually know. I'm quite... I have no aspirations to collab with anybody, but someone who I think would be really cool to collab with is Sky Brie.
Okay.
Who knows?
I know that one, and I think it's a good choice.
She's absolutely unreal, and I do want to, I don't really know much
Goes to
about...
the US market.
Exactly, that's it. I haven't tapped into that yet, so yeah, I think it would be amazing if me and her did some bits. So if she's watching...
we know where to collab.
Come to me, darling, I'm here for you.
Well, thank you so much. You have a lovely
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you again.